Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, and you can see the gold market, as we've been alluding to, when the time to strike, you have to strike. If you have a game plan and you prepare and you follow the game plan that you've laid out for yourself, things over the long term, and you must think if you're trying to make money, like the famous Warren Buffett said, you have to think long term if you're trying to make money in the stock market. You have to collect dividends while you're holding your stocks for years or decades at a time, and then you have the appreciation with the ups and downs of a business, whether they have good quarters or bad quarters or good years or bad years. You continue to hold, you continue to collect your dividends, and you continue to wait. And that's what gold's doing. And gold now, with the Fed now, like we've been talking about, the Fed was going to eventually have their bluff called and they were going to pivot. And their soft pivot, or they're pivoting without saying they're pivoting, was a month and a half ago with the SBF, with the bank failing, Silicon Valley Bank, and then a couple other banks fell, and then the government and the FDIC said we're gonna protect and we're gonna guarantee all deposits, even above $250,000, because that bank at the time that fell and then failed, like 95% of the depositors had more than $250,000. So they wanted to protect that because most of those people with that venture capitalist and speculative money was for tech stocks, electric vehicles, and technology. And the government, the federal government, thought it was a good idea and felt it was appropriate to save the money so those people could continue speculating, even though their speculation was wrong and the bank they had went under. But that is a soft pivot that is printing money, and you cannot have quantitative tightening while you're bailing out banks. It doesn't work that way. So ever since then, gold has really been taking off in the past year to date. You can look at it. It's even on the year to date in the last 3 months. It's up 9.87%. In the past month, it's up 3%, and it's up 3% in the last 5 days. And you're looking at its all-time high. It is at the precipice, and it is about to touch, and it is in that vicinity of its all-time high again, because the gold market sees bullion that the Fed is going to soft pivot. And the most recent rally the last couple of days was because the Fed had another interest rate hike, bringing the base interest rate hike, bell notification, like the channel, and subscribe and share, for the education and information you need to fleece, heist, and shice, to fleece, heisters, and shysters. And knowing the financial market is critical to trying to trade the Bitcoin price, right? And the gold price is nearing all-time highs because the market sees the Fed doing a soft pivot with only doing a quarter basis point rate hike to bringing the Fed overnight benchmark to 5.25 to 5.5, and that's going to be about it. I don't think they're going to get any more. I think at the next rate hike, they are going to. The market sees that the Fed is going to start to call off the rate hikes. 5.25 to 5.5 is it. The next time they meet, whether it be June, July, I believe they are going to pause and they're going to say they're holding pat. And then by the fall, September, October, November, somewhere in that time frame, they're going to actually lower interest rates because you can't have rates this high. It's too high, and they're going to start to print. And as they start to print, gold could go to the next level, and the next level in gold is $2,500. Or we're going to get rejected again, and this big cup and handle that we went over extensively. You have a decades-long cup and handle, one of the most bullish macro formations you can get. But it's come up, then you got your cup, and then you got your handle and your neckline. See that? The nice cup and handle. And that's what we got going on here. But if we keep getting rejected too many times, eventually you're going to get exhausted, and this is going to turn from a big cup and handle. See that? The handle and then the cup. See how that works? This will turn into a big mountain double top. And then your technical target is all the way down here at $1,000. But I'm thinking still this is going to break to the upside. And in response to that, again, the mining stocks have been on a major rally, and we're going to go over the ones that I currently own and have owned for about 3.5 years, buying at different levels. But you can see we came down to the mean in B2 Gold, bounced off the 200-day, bounced off the VP volume indicator, just like we talk about in the cryptos, right at 279. And now we bounced all the way up and had a big rally here. Now this is either going to continue up and get back up here, maybe to make a mountain double top, or we're going to start to get rejected like we did here, and we're going to have another harsh sell-off like we've been having over the last several months to several years. But I will continue. If this does dump back down and retest to 279, I will buy more there like I continue to do, because I'm not intending to sell until we're north of $7, right? So all of this up and down here is all spots for me to time accumulation. in B2 Gold because it does pay a dividend. Newmont Mining is on the Dow Jones, I believe it is. The Dow Jones or the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ. It is the only mining stock in the NASDAQ. And I do own some of this, and I will continue to own some of this. I actually just purchased my shares the other day, nearing its all-time low, or its recent dump low from consolidating all the way from $84, and it went down nearly 50%, right down to $40. Same thing it did here, right here and here. You don't want to buy the tops, but you want to buy around when it's near the moving average and start your consolidation, and then sell when it skyrockets north of the moving averages. But what we're looking for in the short term is for it to hold these moving averages that it's on, and then maybe try to make another run back up into the $60 range, right, would be our next target to the upside. Get back into the $60. A target to the downside, if it fails support, would be down near $30, right? And that would be another area to accumulate for me if it does go down there. Kinross Gold, we've been accumulating this for a couple of years, and we continue to accumulate. When it goes down, we didn't buy any up here or back there. We started buying as the price came down into here. Oh, that's 2015. As the price came down into here, not even that high. It was like $5. And then we bought some more down here, and now it's going up. So we're going to be in a holding pattern to see if this can't breach this old regional high from the COVID pump, right? Because I'm not selling this until the price comes way up into here, because I think we're going to one day in Kinross Gold be up near $20 a share. So I'll continue to collect my dividends. The same thing with Pan American Silver. We're down here in a perfect area to accumulate. You accumulate moving averages, accumulate moving averages, accumulate moving averages, accumulate moving averages, and then you can reap the rewards. That's, you don't accumulate up there, you accumulate the moving averages in the monthly time frame, and that's exactly where we're at now. This is a great time to accumulate Pan American Silver for the long term, because I will not be selling Pan American Silver until we start to reach some of these old highs way up into the $35 to $45 range, right? And I'll continue to collect my dividends there. First Majestic Silver, we have purchased 200 shares just now because it is way meeting the criteria. It's down here below the moving averages, near these historic lows like you've seen, and then they like to pump in First Majestic Silver. And I think silver bullion is going to have a big move over the next couple of years, and I think First Majestic Silver is going to capitalize off it, just like Mr. Copper did. That mining company went up 30-fold while copper was starting to skyrocket. And that's what we're paying attention for, and that's what I'm looking for as we continue to watch the gold and silver market. And then we will round out with Metallo Royalty, MTA. They're a royalty company. They get paid royalties for their stocks, and I think this is a great company to own, as it's near its loss after the last bull run, nearly 50% or 70%. Now is a great time to accumulate. Peace and love. I have to go